Let's run dive.
Without Ritz, yeah. Pharmacy dive.
So what do you want to
Now
do?
arriving at meeting.
I'll go the Genji. I want to see how Genji works out.
I'm gonna go Bastion.
Sounds good, dude. Oh wait, control center. Abort.
Shit.
Yeah. And then Natty on...
You count
Lucio?
Agua? Yes.
Let's go Lucio and just try to take a quick engage. Oh wait, no, they have the combo. Go Zen.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting, dude.
Calm.
Say season 8.
Omega Lol.
I literally play against bronze every game on quick play.
Nice, dude. I'm about to get a new account and play like every game with a controller until I place, so I can get placed in bronze.
I should have just bought like a leveled up account, but like then that's might have been like fucked up.
Dude, I need to find a bronze player who just doesn't want his account anymore. Lol.
No, I have a gold account. I love gold.
Nah, I can get my
Let's
account.
focus, guys. So let's
Yeah.
listen to Dizzy. Let's listen to his shot calls. And
Yeah.
if I'm getting flanked or focused or whatever, I'll call it out. And
Okay.
who's gonna go help
Alright.
me though? I don't want everybody to come help me.
I think
Bambi is a backline enforcer right now, so he's gonna peel.
Wait, are we gonna go to the right? Like the top
Yeah,
right
go
now?
not top right, just far right into
Yeah, just-
white. Stay behind me. I don't want you taking trash damage right now, Bambi. There you
I'm
go.
gonna put a trap here behind us for...
Oh, they have a Lucio. They're running triple tank. Oh, push. Focus Ryan.
Bambi. Okay, I got you, Bambi.
Focus Ryan.
Okay, hang on, I can resist.
they have a hog.
Okay.
Alright, I got
Nice. Ow. Okay. Back up.
three.
Okay.
Bubble
Push in on them. Coming around the back, guys.
Lost Bambi.
Spinning in.
Zarya low.
Hammer down, I'm
So
doing it.
one
Okay,
of,
wait.
hold on, give me a second.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's fucking massive.
Sorry.
boys.
I'm in the middle of working right now. Alright, I have to work.
It's huge. It's fucking massive, boys.
Nice.
This is pretty good. Except when you guys first pushed in, it was kind of risky.
Are we doing it?
Yeah,
It would have been very easy for the enemy team to engage on you, since you guys were all on low health, and they should have recognized that, but they didn't. Make sure that you guys have proper target callouts.
Yeah.
Right. So, two things. One is you need to call out targets for the team to focus on. Callouts like Zarya no bubble is not a target callout, right? Because it's not telling the team to attack the Zarya, right?
Yeah.
It's an okay callout, but people mistake it for, okay, we are making target callouts. That's not a problem. It is a problem because that is not a target callout. So make sure you guys actively call out targets and focus on them. The second thing is your Reinhardt needs to know when to shield and not shield. There are times when his team is not behind him and he still puts his shield up. There's no reason for him to put his shield up when his team isn't behind him, unless he's low in health or something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he should be trying to chip in with damage.
Recharging right now, don't peek.
Yeah,
Okay, shields up.
Bubbles up for you.
Okay. Play back. We don't want to waste shield cooldown.
I'm not gonna... Oh, I hit one.
Oh, Zarya's one.
Okay. Ryan one. Where'd he go, dude? You booped him.
Dude, how do you
Ryan.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you've caught it out yet, but you need to call out that you have Transcendence so your team knows
Okay.
that they can play around that. The other thing is you should have recognized that since engagement is happening, you should use your trance to go in. You usually don't want to use your ults reactively, and I feel like that's what you're trying to do here. Your Transcendence, you're saving it for when it gets bad. But when it does get bad, your team is already dead, and your trance isn't saving anybody. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I shouldn't hesitate and just use it.
Right. So unless they've got a graph
Mhm.
or something that they're about to use, you might as well just use it to engage.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other thing is your Hanzo here didn't, his ult was okay, but he didn't call it out. So what ended up happening is he didn't get anybody because the team wasn't, helping him out, wasn't zoning anyone in particular. You guys are all swinging around.
Mhm.
Makes it even
I was
harder if
trying
you
to
guys didn't have
zone
a
the
target.
people at like. I was trying to zone their healers off at main,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't call it, so we didn't really engage on it.
Right, exactly. If you call it out and it doesn't get anybody, it would still be more effective. Because your team would know to play around that. Right.
Right discarded. Right discarded.
Render. Trance. Oh, too late.
No. No ults. Back up.
Checking out.
Let's
So,
just-
Mark,
let's-
question.
Ilya?
Mark.
Yes.
So I kind of hesitated there because I felt like it was, it was gonna be a waste to even use my trance. What do you think? You think I should have used it there, or
Just now when it was being called out,
yeah, when he was calling it,
who would you have been healing?
he wanted
Ryan.
me. Yeah,
He was in a
Ryan.
shatter.
Or the thing is that Ryan was dead already when he called it out, and then Zarya, I was kind of like far away. So I mean, if I would have tranced and gone to Zarya, he
Yeah,
would have died
like-
like in a second. It wouldn't have really. I mean, our tanks were gonna be down for sure. By the time, I mean, Ryan was dead already when he called it out.
Well, I think
Yeah.
you just answered your own question now.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay,
it's
just
not
making
worth it.
sure. Yeah, just
Yeah.
making sure.
If your team is dead, what's the point of you using trance?
I mean, because Dizzy was saying right after that, he's like, "Don't hesitate on using it," and I'm like, "Okay."
You could have used it sooner when the
I mean,
engagement
yeah,
was
when you said
happening,
it, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But then once you guys are losing,
Mhm.
right? It's a bad time to use it. Yet this entire time you were waiting for a bad time to use it. There is this huge bait for Lucios and Zenyatas to use their ult reactively.
Mhm.
You shouldn't unless you know that they have a ult that they're going to use on you. One that you would specifically counter, that is.
Mhm.
Like Zarya or Genji or whatever. Right. But otherwise, you should engage with the ult. If anything, engage, and then 2 seconds after the engagement happens, you ult.
Okay.
We have 3 ults. We have 3 ults.
Don't be afraid to trance if it'll win us the team fight.
Oh,
Breed
I got
trap.
the Brigitte.
No, fuck,
that's
dude.
fine.
Back up.
There's two.
Picks. We gotta wait for Arietta.
Yeah, that was my fault, guys.
Stay at choke. Bambi
shield
can
me,
keep
shield me.
staggering them. I am.
I got Grav in 10.
Let's go.
Arietta's here. Let's go.
Oh, they got it.
We can go with Grav and just fuck them.
It's just
I'm looking for a shatter, boys.
Roadhog on far. Trouble.
I'm pushing on the left.
You have shatter soon? Okay.
Yeah,
wait.
I'm
Save,
looking
save,
for
save.
it now.
Super close to ult.
Roadhog, like.
Run.
I got Grav up.
Grab.
I'm dead.
Fuck, dude.
Oh, not much is in it though.
Yeah, fuck.
Let's rewind this.
Left?
You have shatter soon? Okay.
Yeah,
wait.
I'm
Save,
looking
save,
for
save.
it now.
Super close to ult.
Roadhog, like.
Run.
I got Grav up.
Grab.
I'm dead.
Fuck, dude.
Oh, not much is in it though.
Yeah, fuck.
Okay. All right. So, you tell me, what is the problem with engaging the enemy team and then calling out a target, even though you're calling out a target, okay, which is a good thing? Why is it a problem for a team to engage and then call out a target?
Wait,
Do you know
say,
why?
Say that again.
What is the problem in a team engaging and then calling out a target?
Because we're engaging without a set plan.
Exactly.
Or without
You're
focus.
engaging on different targets. Right? By the time you call out a target, by the time someone calls out a target, you guys have already engaged, and each person on the team is already going to have someone in their own mind that they're going after. Right? And then once you call it out, it's not going to matter. The target call out needs to happen before you guys engage.
Yeah.
As you're engaging, you guys need to engage on one person, not engage and then call out a target.
In that moment, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Just now, during the transcendence, that was a great transcendence, by the way. During it, you guys were all silent. Like, you guys can't engage the enemy team, so you guys don't have to talk. That's not the case. If you guys aren't engaging the enemy team, you have to be talking about who you're going to engage next. If you notice, we'll back it up a bit again.
Fuck. And just fuck them.
it's just
I'm looking for a shatter, boys.
As you guys come out of the grav, you guys
on the left,
all
shatters.
split up.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm looking for it now.
See, silence right now.
Yep.
Hog, like,
Ryan.
I got grab up.
Grab.
No one's focusing on Reinhardt. Look at how split up the team is.
Fuck, dude. Oh, not much is in it.
Because as you guys came out of the grav, you guys didn't know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, the grav was okay, but it is pretty much the same issue as the engagement. The issue with calling out the grav as you use it is it takes players, some time to react. And obviously your Hanzo here didn't react fast enough. It's not his fault. But you guys need to call things out before they happen so that your team knows to play around it.
Yeah, fuck.
Repetition.
What do we have?
No ults. They're running just like triple tank, triple support guys. They don't have a lot of damage. If we can get the focus fire going on them, we can kill them.
What did they
We
use
just
on
gotta-
that last fight?
They used Grav. They're going to have Hammer, and I think they only used Grav
I'm
actually.
20
and
on ult.
Rally.
Hold on. Wait a second.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh, they use hog.
Zarya no ally shield, and so
I have another ult. I got
Alright,
both
here it is.
Bree on the brief linking. Nice.
Nice,
Okay.
nice,
Go.
Push on him.
I've got Vod for this?
I'm shattering them.
Alright, let's do it.
Break their shield. Break their shield.
Oh, there's a hog on me. Yo, Roadhog on mine.
Okay. Guys, we gotta break their shield so I can
Yep,
get value.
yep.
So like we can get value.
Alright, we have. Oh, you shut it.
Yeah.
Pushing up. I don't know why they're holding choke. They have no ult to hold it with.
Okay, Ryan is flanking, guys. Kill him. Okay, too late now. Fuck.
There's a
And
Brigitte
there's
behind.
all the ults.
Okay. You guys need to communicate also when the enemy team... Not when, sorry, my bad. You need to communicate what ults they have. I haven't heard much discussion, if any, about what ults they have, because you guys should know that they have, for example, Earth Shatter, or Whole Hog, or Coalescence, or that Grav. You guys should be able to play safe and around it. There's a good chance your Reinhardt was stunned by the Brigitte to set up that Earth Shatter. But if you guys called out, if anything, he could have played it safer and not get stunned. That is also going to help you guys with your target calling, because if you call out that someone has ult, they are probably a good target to go after. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got CC'd in.
lost that one.
Round
Yeah.
lost.
Hello, 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 hello.
Oh, it's Wolfric.
Capture the objective.
Bridge. Go.
They're going right,
They're running
right.
pharmacy, far right as well.
They're split.
Mercy just scored.
Okay. She's also way out there. Can't get her.
Get it right
Okay,
there.
they have a Ryan Lucio or Ryan Zen Brigitte calm.
Where are they?
So let's dive
They're
Zen.
point, they're
Zarya no bubble. Zarya no bubble. Dive
Listen to the callouts, and you see
Zen.
the problem.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
3-1, 3-1.
I just hit
Done, done, done,
fucking
done.
charge, dude.
31, 31, 31.
Dead.
Can you res me? Can you res me?
Yeah, I can get it.
Far.
Yeah, you.
Got her.
Nice.
We
Okay.
traded.
Mercy. Stagger Mercy.
It took you guys a while to make, I heard, 2 good callouts there. The rest were when you guys were engaging, there was a lot of discussion happening. That shouldn't be the case, right? Discuss when the fight is over. When you're in the fight, you have to be calling out targets. And again, you guys were saying things like Zarya no bubble. That isn't important. Like, Zarya's bubble itself is the important ability, but her bubble doesn't really have an effect on your team. Your teammates should know, like, not to attack a bubble or to just burst through it. If a Zarya has bubble, it won't do anything against all 6 of you going up against the Zarya and focusing her down. You can go straight through that bubble. It shouldn't matter. The reason why bubble is powerful is because if you guys don't focus the target down, she can use it to just build up energy, and as long as she stays alive, she has a lot of energy. But if you guys actually call out targets, that whole bubble call out thing, it doesn't matter.
Whoa, right on point.
Watch out. Ariana
Run on
needs-
point.
Any heals.
Yeah, I got you.
That Ryan was like a Hulk dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's just dive Zen. They're pretty exposed. That Zen is, anyways. Oh, they swapped to Mercy now.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
they've had Mercy.
Whoa.
I'm such a bot.
Well, shit. Okay.
It's a 5-6
Yeah, that's
versus
okay.
1.
Play back.
They're going to the right, which is perfect for
Yep,
me.
that's double.
Yeah.
It was just when I fell off the
Yeah,
map.
I have like,
Okay. Pharmacy's behind us. We can.
yeah.
No, we can't.
Yo,
No,
yo.
they're right.
They're coming, they're coming.
Point.
Yeah. Sorry, on a personal. Diver.
I got stunned. Sorry, dead,
Nice.
sorry, dead.
Nice.
Right
Oh shit.
discorded.
Bambi ult. Nice. Focus Brigitte. Nice. Zen.
Sarah behind us, guys. Sarah behind us.
He's one.
Mercy resting. She's
Oh
dead.
shit. Dude, what? Zen,
What?
guys.
Where?
In the back.
He's in.
In white.
He's out.
Staggering. He's. Oh,
Running
okay.
back.
I legit didn't realize you died, and I stopped shooting him because I thought you meleeed him.
I did.
We have 2 ults. Yeah, we actually
Okay, yeah,
have 3.
we have Blade. We need to focus Zen first. He's gonna have trance for sure. I'm pretty sure.
I'm trying
They're going
to.
right side.
They're coming white room, they're in.
Okay, I'm gonna go in with Winston ult and bait out trance. Okay, and then we pop Blade as soon as it's over.
Oh, dude.
There it is. Wait, just
I need heals.
Whoa, come back, guys, come back.
Blade.
Oh, I'm dead.
Now we split up, guys.
Genji, Agua, you should realize that most of your team's dead. Your blade isn't going to do anything. Same thing with your Winston, apparently.
Okay. Yeah. When I say I'm gonna go in and bait out trance with Primal, I don't need you guys to follow me there in that situation,
Yeah,
okay?
like you guys left us
Like,
and
y'all
Farrah
left.
Oh, never mind. He went in with
Yeah.
Primal Rage.
No, they have a tree. They have
So
a
it's
tree.
just your
Okay,
Genji's fault.
Okay.
That was partially my
Go.
fault.
Nice, I'm going in.
Don't let her rest. She's one. Just have to body.
I'm on her, she's one.
Dead, she dead,
Nice.
she dead.
I'm jumping out.
Breathe in, breathe in.
Fuck, dude.
Sorry.
Right.
Run. Nice, Zarya. Tracer.
Fine, we're fine.
Far left, chasing Agua. Guys, Tracer.
She discorded.
Nice shot.
Okay.
Really nice shot.
Yeah. Okay, we have Natty's ult, we have fucking Barrage, yeah, and we have self-destruct. So we can go in when you pop self-destruct when they come across the bridge, if they're going across the bridge. No, they're going all right.
They're going wide.
Okay, throw it into white when they're there.
Yeah, they're all going right.
That isn't a good use of Diva's ult. To throw it into the room when they're inside the room. Do you know why?
I mean, because Ryan can shield it.
They can back out of the room and take cover.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay. Yeah, the issue with throwing it into that room in particular is that there are 2 entrances into the room and 2 exits, I should say. They have multiple ways out of that room. The second reason why that is not a great place to throw it is because is a team fight gonna happen in, well, it does happen in that room, but should it happen in that room or the point? Where should the fight happen?
Definitely the point.
The point. Right? They are trying to capture the point. I think I've told you this before, but you want to use the ult once they have committed to pushing the point or doing the fight. If they're in that room, chances are they're not engaging your team yet. Right? They're not engaging your team into if they're actually onto point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There are 2 things that Diva can do here. Ignoring the call out of throwing her ult into the room, there are 2 correct things that Diva could do. One is wait until they come onto the point and then throw the bomb on point. Or, this is a little trickier and it doesn't work too great on in that little room because there are 2 entrances. But typically, okay, if you've got a room with 1 entrance, if you throw the bomb into the room, they will walk out the entrance to the other side of the wall, right?
Yep.
A good Diva will throw her bomb at the entrance in the middle of the frame of the door so that it covers both sides of the wall. And therefore they can't run outside, or they won't have cover either way. Make sense?
Just
Yep.
No.
Touching point.
Throw self-destruct in there. Okay, that was
Yeah.
super short. Ryan, focus, Ryan.
He's discarded. He's half. One.
Nice.
One.
Zarya and Ryan are both 1. Nice chance.
Fair.
Stick.
She's gonna brush.
Breeze one.
Fair on point.
Fair half.
Nice tries.
I'm on fire.
I'm on fair. Fair's dead.
Nice. Mercy.
You and Mercy are carrying this game. It's, you guys are doing really well.
Nice job, guys.
Oh, thank you.
There we go, 1-1.
Is not
These are dominant maps. I just have to work on my close combat as Junkrat.
Yeah.
2-1.
We got this, boys.
Wait to see you all in action.
Let's try this. Oh wait, I mean, they weren't running for you guys, so.
Okay, yeah.
They were running
Just
free.
No, they were.
Round 3.
Last.
go far right, guys. Just this way.
I'll just play with all.
Far right. Okay.
Yeah. Just
gonna go-
play around here. They're gonna go to point.
No, Zed's all alone.
Hanzo directed. Hanzo. Nice. Call that out, Bambi. There we go.
Ryan discarded.
Zarya, no personal. Zarya. Focus Zarya.
I need healing.
Got you.
They're all funneled to the right.
Bree discarded.
Focus.
She's on point.
Okay, Bree.
Zarya really low.
Sorry.
Bree
Sorry,
one.
one.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
There's someone over here, Lucio.
Okay. She's
I killed Bree already, dude. No problem. Good, clean fight. Call out the Rex. Hanzo's overextended. Push.
Yeah.
Got him.
My ultimate is charging.
I'm not
Yeah,
even
you
gonna get any fancy
think I
with this.
could
I'm just
kill
gonna
you.
stand still.
Whoa, I'm too far out.
Yeah. Don't get picked by Zen. I'll You're ahead of the tanks right now, so be careful. Play back more. Oh, I just...
You have a tournament on Thursday, right? Okay.
Oh, they're all
Zarya, let's go to one. Nice, okay. Jump in on Mercy when they res. Not until then, though. Okay. Mercy. Nice.
Bring it to one.
I'm out of mech.
Do you have res by chance?
I got breathe.
I'm down.
Nice shot, Aqua.
Zarya discorded.
If you guys are winning a fight, it's okay to push up that far. But once you guys start dying, you can't push up that far. You absolutely can't. It's only if you have 6 people that you can push up that far. Once you're down a few players, they have spawn advantage. So you can't be up that far.
One.
You guys will start
Okay, we're
dying,
down
probably.
Come back.
Come back. We're down our Mercy.
Yeah, back
Or
up.
not. I guess you guys make it out.
I'm away.
Okay, we have.
But-
we should pop sites now. And
Yeah,
then
be careful
go in
about doing
with-
that.
Initiate with self-destruct. Put a self-destruct in the middle of them, and then focus off their tanks.
I push.
Oh, too early. Focus their tanks. Yeah.
That Diva Bomb was a huge problem. It's a big waste of the ult in several ways. I don't think it was called out. That's one thing. It wasn't called out that he had the bomb. It wasn't called out when he used the bomb, and no one told him to use the bomb. 2, the enemy team, if you look at where they're positioned, they're not committing to a fight yet, right?
Yeah.
So it gets no one. That's why Diva Bombs fail when they fail. It's usually because they're thrown when the enemy team isn't really committed to a fight yet, so they've got plenty of escape opportunities.
I believe Dizzy called for the self-destruct. Yeah, if you go back a few seconds, I think he called for it.
Okay, that's my bad for not hearing it then. But it's still the wrong time to
But
use
yeah,
the bomb.
yeah.
That sort of just.
Oh. Actually, there's still an issue with callouts, which is even though I guess Dizzy called out that the bomb should be used, I'm not sure your Diva called out that he was using the bomb. Because your team did not engage with the bomb at all. Behind every successful Diva bomb, there needs to be a good engagement. You guys don't go in, okay? If that bomb gets anybody, what's the point of it if you guys don't engage with it? If it doesn't get anybody, at least you could use the fact that it zoned out the enemy team and get a jump on them, but you guys don't do that either. Let me find...
Wait, so basically what you're saying is, like, don't chuck it in looking for a pick kind of thing?
You can chuck it in looking for a pick, but the team needs to go in as well.
Okay, so like not at the
With the
beginning of a
bomb.
fight then. Like before everybody engages, so like after both teams engage, then
Right. As you guys are rushing each other, you throw the bomb in and you literally hold W with the bomb.
Yeah, so
That's
we move
all.
in together with the bomb.
Yeah, you don't throw in the bomb and then engage. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Let me put something in chat. This is just a very quick thing. It just tells you how to use a Diva Bomb. We'll actually, after this VOD, if you guys have the time for it, we'll go through all the ults in the game and talk about how each one should be used. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Kept them together. Okay, back up. Trance now.
Now?
Yes. Go in. Focus Mercy.
Point,
Nice.
runs on point.
Zarya.
Zarya dead. Runs on point.
Zen and Ryan on point.
If you couldn't tell, that Transcendence was 200% more effective because you guys were engaging as the trance was happening, not you trance and then engage. And it wasn't engage, lose, and then trance, right?
Yeah.
When you trans just now, your team was actively engaging them.
Zen's half.
Brian discorded?
Go Dizzy.
Nice shit, guys.
Hanzo wasted all.
Dizzy, I don't
Low
have
behalf. Dead.
Nice shot.
Mercy just scored it.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to contest. 3 was their only chance.
Nice.
Nice job, guys. We just got stumped up on that super death volley, triple tank, triple support comp, but that's alright.
Play of the game.
Nice job, Agua.
Why is
That was that triple.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
It was the hammer down at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, let's skip forward.
Like, haha, you thought, fucker.
Oof.
He's Sonic there. He saw me. Yeah, basic. Ryan, Brigitte, Hanzo's what I see, so.
Is this the comp you go with?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
There.
did you switch to Hanzo or I can't remember.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because I was gonna say this doesn't work. Usually, having a Widowmaker on attack first point is great, but that's usually with a team that can follow up really well and do lots of damage. This team comp doesn't. One, it's not dive. Dive is very good at that. Two, you don't really have much mobility. You've just got Reinhardt and Zarya and Brigitte. None of them can really focus fire well, except for Zarya. So imagine with this comp, once Widowmaker gets a pick, the rest of your team, you guys can't do too much to follow up, unless your Widowmaker is really, really good and can like keep sustained damage on the enemy team. I mean, if you're a good Widowmaker like that, then this comp is fine. Otherwise, you lack a source of sustained damage here.
They probably have like Zarya and stuff. So.
Dude, I love Ryan's dance mode. It's so great.
Right, yeah, there's Sonic carrying it.
Oh, yeah, it's one of the
Okay,
best
maybe we
ones,
just
for sure.
swap to Hanzo then, yeah.
Attack commencing.
Okay, put a Sonic on their shield or whatever. We'll figure out what the win condition is from there. Oh, what a Sonic. Okay. It's a mirror comp. Zen's overextended in Motel. We
Did
can
Ryan
push
support
him.
it?
No, okay, he's back. We should still go through Motel, I think. Shield's half.
Yeah, Sonic.
So, I'm waiting for shield to recharge, then going in. Okay.
Go again for 10. 3, 2, 1.
Pinning Ryan.
Oh shit, I'm dead.
Got Ryan.
I'm dead
Zarya.
behind.
Again, like the whole 3-2-1 push in, that's great because you're giving the team time to prepare for the attack. But the big issue is you guys aren't engaging on someone, right? You guys are all just pushing in. Your Reinhardt calls out that he pins to Reinhardt, but that's not a target call.
Zarya.
Hanzo's one. Mercy half.
Zarya's still one, dude. Okay, don't
Just
push.
take point.
Get point.
Hanzo's one. He's backing out.
Going in for 10.
Okay, back up, guys. Nice.
We're up. Jump back up.
Focus Zarya. Don't overextend for her,
I'm
but
done.
just damage her.
Going in for 10. 3, 2, 1.
I'm not gonna use ult. I already got this. I have ult.
Nice
And we're
initiation,
close
guys.
to the combo.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Just farm grab as fast as we can.
Peek me, Hunter.
Yeah.
Fucking- okay, I'm coming back for healing.
Okay.
Okay, this Zarya is for sure gonna have grab this fight, so watch out, guys. Spread out. We don't have
Okay.
trance yet.
I've got Valkyrie.
I have a hammer down. I'm looking for it or early this fight. Hanzo's okay. That's our Hanzo. Never mind.
Going in for rally.
Break their shield. Oh,
3,
stun.
2, 1. Oh, yeah.
Oh, never mind. Don't use any ults. Just die.
Yeah.
We have the combo coming in next fight.
No, we didn't spread out enough.
They're gonna have trance, but we can damage boost for it.
The outcome
So,
is
yeah.
not.
Use it early in the fight, Backhook, okay?
Alright.
Okay.
I'll try and be aggressive, get you the good grab position.
Okay, so what order are we looking for? Are we looking for a grab?
Yeah, grab first, and then just Hanzo
Dragon?
and damage boost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grabs up.
Okay, let's go.
Damage boost, damage boost.
That only caught 2. And what? They use
Okay, they
trance
wasted-
still? What the hell? Zarya.
I'm on Zarya.
Have I talked to you guys about using Hanzo ult? How you should use Hanzo Dragon Strike with Grav?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You told me how to like use it when we don't without grav. Like, but you
Okay.
didn't really tell me
So-
specifics on that.
With Grav, what you want to do is Dragon Strike and then Grav. It's a lot harder to pull off, but if you practice it enough, it will pay off. Because your Dragon Strike will have more time in the Grav. And it'll deal more damage. The way you want to do it is you have to call out a target that you are going to Dragon Strike, and then you Dragon Strike them, and then Zarya throws the Grav onto that target.
Okay.
It's hard to do. I'll give you another example of where this worked really well. Imagine if you have a wall that Zarya is behind, and the enemy team is walking past it. The rest of the team can tell the Zarya to grab the wall when the enemy team walks past it, so that they get sucked into the wall. You guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Basically, this is all about you guys being the eyes and ears for someone else on the team. It's super hard to do. But it pays off because it's for the Dragon Strike, it will usually go through trance more. Because if they pop trance and then you Dragon Strike, chances are they're gonna get out of it. But not if you Dragon Strike first. Because they'll be stuck in it longer. The Zarya thing, it's also really good because it will completely catch them by surprise. Again, it's hard to do and it just takes a lot of practice. You guys will probably fail at it a lot if you do decide to do it, but it's a better way of doing it than grabbing and then Dragon Striking.
Nice. Okay, keep pushing up, stagger them.
Jump one.
Fuck, I'm sorry, I'm not there. Nice. Keep pushing.
I'm on cart with.
Nice. Yeah, just, I guess, yeah, 3 people on cart. Me, Backhook, and Algo are gonna keep pushing up, get the ground for us. Contest this ground, don't push up any farther. Okay, there we go. They have Shatter. They're gonna be aggressive here.
Okay. Alright, I can use Valk early this fight.
I'm gonna split them.
Going in for a stun. 3, 2, 1.
This side. Oh, 2 of them are stunned.
I'm looking to split them here when I get ult.
Okay. Oh, back up. They don't have the combo now, though. Oh, Zen died still.
But we're 3 down, we're 3 down. Back up, back up. No
Yeah.
ults.
Okay. Okay, if we can get Backhook to charge grab real fast, we can actually go in with our trance to bait out their trance. Because if we trance, they're gonna have to trance in order to keep and to stabilize. So if we can do that while building grab, we have a free team fight win. So ready? Trance early. I'll yell it out when you need to. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Trance.
He wasted ult too.
Get breathe. Back at it.
Your Reinhardt should never charge someone unless they are within melee distance of him and the destination that he's going to arrive at is within mid-range of him. That's just a general rule of thumb. There are exceptions, like if there's a Zenyatta ulting, you can charge him away, or you can charge in some cases, this is very rare, but it's always hilarious when a Reinhardt charges a Diva Bomb away from the team and kills himself in the process. But the fact that there are some exceptions, but Reinhardt should otherwise never do it because it brings him out of position. Usually Reinhardt's die because of this, and it leaves your team unprotected as well.
Get breathe. Back at it.
And there you go, your Reinhardt dies.
Ooh. Dead.
Okay.
Hunter one, dead.
Nice.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah, cart, guys. 3 on cart. Back up, guys.
Mercy. Dead.
I'm coming back now.
I got grab up.
Yeah, use the combo. Remember the damage boost Hanzo.
Damage boost him.
Yeah, we did.
Damage them. Got Ryan. Work. Okay.
It has to be right when.
Oh, let's go back a few seconds.
Use the combo. Remember the damage boost Hanzo.
Okay. Just the Dragon Strike alone will not kill a team that's under trance. You guys all have to be dealing damage to it. I know Zenyatta, you're trying right now. But you should have put a Discord orb on at least one of those targets. Reinhardt should have closed the distance and start swinging his hammer. So yeah.
Damage boost him.
Damage them. Got Ryan. Work. Okay.
It has to be right when it's casted. So.
Do we have trance? No. Shit.
I just used it.
Yeah.
Back up, back up.
By the way, if you damage boost the Hanzo, it eats right through trans. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna.
But I think it was a second too late because you have to do it right when it casts, right when the arrow shoots.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I think you have to add extra damage. Anyways, that's not important.
If you guys want to be extra risky, by the way, when you guys have the Graph ult combo, your Brigitte, in some cases, can switch to Ana to anti the Graph. Because the Brigitte ult isn't too important. It's a good ult, but there are cases where you might rather trade the ult and switch off. Like if the Brigitte has ult, you might want to trade that for throwing a nade in and making sure everyone in the Graph dies.
They're not gonna have, or they're gonna have hammer down for this fight, and yeah, rally. I'm looking for a hammer this fight. Just keep pushing on them, dude. This Discord moment's gonna get difficult.
Yeah, so I'm looking to split him.
Shield's down. Shield's practically down.
Swinging for a stun. 3, 2, 1.
Fuck.
Should have waited until I did that.
I'm splitting him. Push him up.
Nice. Push Ryan. Everyone on Ryan.
I'm on Ryan.
Nice. Okay. Push on, or Zarya no bubble. Push Zarya.
Zarya.
Oh my god, dude. They do have
He's dead.
so much fun. Oh, I'm dead.
Nice.
Complete.
We don't want to give them space, but play around. They're running double sniper. It's not the mirror, so play back.
Oh, whenever they have Widow, I just flank.
Or not back.
Perfect.
Don't have Widow.
Okay, yeah, they. Oh,
Going in for a stun. 3, 2, 1.
Ryan just scored it. He's out.
Give me 1
He's
second.
one. He's
I'm
one.
on Ryan.
he's one. Oh, okay. Shield's half. Shield's
Going in for
down.
stun.
Right, well, I fucked it up.
I got bubble too.
Nice. Pinning in. Focus Zarya, I think. No. Okay, Zen's overextended on the left. We can push him.
I want Zen.
Push the supports. Fuck. I need. Oh my god, I'm in a bad position right now, dude. I'm coming around for a flank shatter through motel. Focus Zarya, don't let her get out. Nice job, guys.
Good job.
Okay, they are close to Grav, just like we are. They probably actually have it. We have Rally use it at the beginning of next fight. They are going to have Hanzo ult for the combo, so, which means we need to farm up fucking Trance like fast.
Okay.
And then we should pop both Valk and Trance in the Grav to keep us
Grab
alive.
in 10.
So I'm gonna press
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
You are way
No,
overextended.
that's fine. I'm just making space.
Okay, my shield's half.
Right
Go.
discorded, right
Grab it,
discorded.
grab it,
Here we
grab
go.
it.
3, 2, 1.
I'm floating right side. I'm floating right
I
side.
got him.
Oh my god. Nice.
Nice.
Don't think we actually needed to grab there.
I have track.
Okay. They don't have Dragon, but they do have Grav. So the transfer Grav is going to be enough, which is good. They are going to have Hammer. They are going to have Trance of their own. And
This is really
probably
good
Rally for
comms,
next
by the
fight.
way. A lot better than last game.
So,
And
I guess we
as
sorta got
you
a
can
bait on
probably
Trance.
tell,
I'm gonna
you're
try and get
doing
the shadow
better
charge
with the team
fast.
fights and alt
Shield's already
management
half.
here.
Throwing Fire Strike.
Position.
Okay. Okay, I'm going,
Going for 10, 3, 2. Wait, hold on. 3,
Yeah, they're
2,
chasing
1.
me, but I'm good.
I don't have it. Oh my, what the hell, dude? Trance. Fuck, okay.
I'm stunned.
Yeah, I got pain.
Oh my god, dude, I got CC'd into a corner. Okay.
Zarya's on me.
It's fine. They followed up with both tank
down and down.
bolts. Just, back up. Regroup.
Guys, just back up and regroup.
Yeah.
We've lost that.
Keep backing up this way. I'm coming to join you guys.
Oh, Hunter's headshot.
Okay, don't
Zarya's half,
overextend
Zarya's
at all.
half.
Oh my god, guys. Back hook, you're alone. Okay.
We're all here.
We're all here now. Fucking- Don't think they're gonna have any ults besides
We have
Trance.
combo. We have combo.
We have combo? Okay, yeah, I'll use it fast. Early.
I have
Hey,
that.
grabs up. Hold
Okay.
on.
Okay, 3,
Damage
2.
boost. Damage boost. Fucking pistols.
Nice job.
Nice grab. Nice grab.
Oh my god, dude, so much
Push Hanzo.
damage.
Push Hanzo.
Yeah, keep pushing Hanzo. Stagger him.
Hanzo dead.
Stagger Zen,
Zen
stagger
hotel, Zen
Zen.
hotel.
Don't kill him. Don't kill him.
Why not?
They spawned right here. We have to.
Yeah, I can kill him.
Yeah, too late. No, back up. We had to kill him already. I have Hammer for next fight.
Back
They
up
do
and
as
reset.
well.
I have track.
Okay, nice. Save it for grab, I'd say. Rally at the beginning of the fight. Hanzo flanking on the left. I heard his leap.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
top
Yeah.
top left.
I'll stun him. I'm stunning.
Nice.
Zen's like by himself.
Fuck. Oh, I got CC'd out of it. Feels bad. Oh, I almost got Mugita. Okay, it's fine. Fucking Jesus, dude.
Combo again soon.
Yeah, just wait to recontest. Don't push up without us. We can contest as a 6 stack and then just go in with Mercy ult and Hanzo ult. And focus the split off targets.
No one.
Let's go. Hanzo's split up. Ult them, and then push
Going
Hanzo
for
as
10,
Hanzo.
3, 2, 1.
I'll go ult them.
Okay, I'm stunned. Splitting him.
Ryan. Focus Ryan.
Right.
I'm on Ryan.
Oh, he got the bubble. He was 1 HP there. We
One
needed it
still. He's
earlier,
still
dude.
dead.
Nice, Zarya no bubble. I'm hammering just to stabilize. Okay, I got one person with that.
Grab.
I got grab up.
Grab. Nope. Fuck, dude.
I can.
No, I can't. Oh my god, dude.
Okay, back up, Maddie. Back up.
Yeah. We have rally. They are gonna
We
have
still win on time here, but
hammer down for sure.
yeah, we're still good on. We're still win on time.
Yeah. Just
And
play back. Go. Try and just put a Sonic on that Hanzo if you have it. Sorry, no personal. They're too far away to contest. I'm pushing up to contest them though. I'm half HP. Bree in front. Focus Bree. Nice.
Mercy 1.
How did you not get trans healing? Arietta, what? Focus Brigitte in front, guys. Focus Zen now.
Done.
Now Zarya. Nice. Now push on Hanzo. Nice. Okay, I have hammer down coming in the next fight. We also have Hanzo ult. We should use Hanzo ult.
yeah, I'm gonna split them. When the Ryan pushes past here, I'm like just gonna split their whole backline off.
Yeah. Both like Zen, Backhook, everyone try and burst their shield as fast as possible. Okay.
Oh, we need. Sorry, ult.
Oh, Ryan's one. Okay, no, he's backing up.
Okay, I'm gonna split him. Push it. Go straight.
Nice. Here comes Ryan Shatter. Be careful. I'm out of shield. Got it.
Ryan's one.
I pinned Ryan in our back line. Back up, guys. I'm not there with shield. I'm coming back with Shatter though.
I got Zen. They're
Nice. Push in.
I want Hanzo,
God.
Don't let her rest. Nice.
Focus Brigitte on our back line.
Yeah, Brigitte's on.
Breeze one. Nice job, guys. Okay, we have grab. She's jumping off. Nice. Okay, we have the combo for next fight.
Nice.
There should be last fight.
Yeah.
Let's wait till they go around this corner.
Yeah. Don't get ballsy and die.
Okay, make sure we damage him.
Okay.
Going in first gun. 3, 2. Oh, just kidding. Hold on. No, they had barrier. Okay.
Nice.
And that's a team fight win.
Mercy's half dead.
She's gonna nice and good.
Fucking preload,
Zen?
Zen on preload?
Zen didn't trans to fucking grab.
Yeah, what the?
Probably didn't have it.
But he got it when we grabbed. That was weird.
Nice.
Either way,
Good job.
good game, guys.
Good job,
I think
guys.
we're getting very good at it.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for the video. So something more general comments. I'll just recap everything. One, have discussions between fights about what ults the enemy team has and what ults your team has, and in what order you need to use your ult, and how you're going to play around the enemy ult. Don't have these kinds of discussions in the middle of a fight. When a fight is happening, you guys need to be calling out targets, even right before you engage. Callouts such as Zarya no bubble, those are not target callouts. Neither is, for example, Ryan no shield. Oh no, those aren't good callouts. Those aren't target callouts, at least. You want to call out targets before you engage, so that you guys all engage onto one target. Make sure you use your ultimates to engage into a fight, unless you know you have to use it to counter ult. Otherwise, you don't want to just save it until your team dies. If you notice that your team's dying, it's probably too late. On the topic of wanting to call out targets before an engagement, when it comes to ults, you want to help your teammates call out where to ult. That's useful for the Dragon Strike. Another thing is, this is for your Reinhardt specifically, don't charge targets unless they're within melee range and the destination is within mid-range relative to the Reinhardt. I think that's
Oh, Mark, do you have any feedback for my Zenyatta?
for your Zenyatta. I actually do. Your Discord targets need to go on people that your team is attacking. You do it most of the time, and it's fine. But I catch you throwing your Discord targets onto targets that you're shooting at, and not necessarily who the team is focusing down. In addition to that, if there are no callouts being made and your team hasn't really fully engaged yet, you want to Discord whoever is closest to your team. And even if your team is engaged, you want to put it on someone who is easy to hit. So a Genji is a bad target. Lucio is bad. Moira is bad. Reinhardt is good. Zarya, Orisa, Roadhog, they're all good targets. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You want to put on people who are easy to hit. Your trends, we talked about this. In this comp, this Brigitte, Hanzo, Zarya, Reinhardt, Zenyatta comp, you kind of have to play it reactively. But if you're doing any other comp, right, don't play reactively unless you know you have to use it to counter it out. The other thing is your positioning. You are a lot more focused on healing your team than you are on damaging the enemy team and putting Discord orbs on the enemy when it matters. A lot of times, I see you hiding behind cover where you can see your team, but not the enemy team. You need to be in line of sight of both your team and the enemy team. There were points in the match, especially in Lijiang Tower, where your Discord orb just wasn't on anybody. Right. So yeah, that's just a few comments. Before we move on to how ults should be used, do you guys have any questions about this match?
I actually do.
You do?
Yeah. When you were saying about the Ryan, you said not to call out his ult during the middle of a fight. Like, so can you explain that to me again?
I'm not sure I said that specifically. But I'll clarify what I mean.
Yeah.
You with a Reinhardt ult, a friendly Reinhardt ult, right?
I'm talking about like the enemy. Like, let's say they have the enemy Reinhardt has I can't speak. The enemy Reinhardt, they have it. You get what I'm saying? I can't speak.
I'll try and understand what you're saying. Okay. So if you know the enemy has ults, you can play around, right?
Yeah, but what I was getting out of that conversation is said you shouldn't call it out like right in the middle of a team fight.
No, you should call it out.
Because I guess I misunderstood you.
Okay. Yeah, definitely call it out. But at that time, it's usually also too late. If you're calling out in the middle of a fight, there are two times you need to call it out. One is between fights when you're discussing your own ults. You also got to be discussing what ults the enemy team has. The second time you got to call it out is when they are setting up for their ult or when they've ulted.
Most of the time I can see, or most of the time I can get when the Reinhardt has shatter. It's just the blocking part that I can't manage to get.
Can you say it out one more time?
I can see when the Reinhardt has his ult because he'll be doing weird stuff. I can get that, but the blocking part of it.
Are you the Reinhardt?
Oh, I'm not even tried out. Nady said I could come in and listen.
Okay. Do you play Reinhardt?
Yes. I can play
Okay.
any.
Do you know how to bait out enemy Reinhardt ult as a Reinhardt?
There's a few ways you can do it, I guess, yes.
You want to tell me what they are?
Okay, well, you can do like a half press and like make your hammer go halfway, then put up your shield. Or you can maybe, let's say you have your shield facing the enemy Reinhardt, then you can turn it to the right. That's what I usually do. And like it'd be exposed, then when the Reinhardt does it, you turn it back.
Okay, cool.
I've seen a clip of XQC do this. He'll debate. He'll act like he's shattering on the right side of the cart, but he'll come back over and shatter the left side of it. I don't know if you've seen a clip like that.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're right. Those are the two ways that you bait an enemy Reinhardt ult. So you know how to deal with it. It shouldn't be that much of a problem. If you're playing, if you're going up against a Brigitte, you just gotta be careful of her stuns. Anything you'll want me to clarify on that topic?
Good.
Cool. Any other questions? Guess not. Okay, so let's go through ults and how to use them. You guys still have time, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, I do.
We can go through every ult in the game, or we can just go through the ones for characters you play.
Like the meta heroes.
Like Ryan, Zarya, Bridget, Hanzo.
Do you just want to do those 6, or here? Let's start with those 6, and then we can do more afterwards. So the first one, Brigitte ult. So with Brigitte's ult, you don't want to use it in the middle of fights. The exact time you want to use it is right before you engage, or as you're engaging. Because it gives your team the surprise advantage on the enemy team. One of the issues with using it when you're out of a fight is that the enemy team sees that you guys all have armor, and they'll either try and do as much damage as they can before engaging, or they'll just go in with a dry push. The reason why it's better to use it as you're engaging or right before you engage is because, just like as I've mentioned with other ults, at that moment, the enemy team is probably already committing to the fight, and they can't back out of it easily. With ult, you generally want to use it at the beginning of a fight, or near the beginning of a fight, instead of at the end. Because at the beginning, you're giving yourself the advantage from the very start, instead of waiting into the end to give your team the advantage. So it's the same thing with Brigitte's ult. You want to use it near the beginning of a fight. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. The next one was Hanzo's ult. Hanzo's ult in this meta, obviously, he's always going to be played with Zarya. But Hanzo's ult charges about twice as fast as oh gosh. Sorry, I just looked up at my ceiling and there are a shit ton of moths hanging from the ceiling that I did not notice a few seconds ago. Okay. Sorry. with Hanzo, his ult charges twice as fast as Graviton Surge. So you don't need to always use it with Grav, and I think you understand that. You can also use it with Earth Shatter. That is also a really good combo. So you don't necessarily always have to wait for a Grav. If anything, the Grav should wait for you as a Hanzo. With Hanzo's ult, you want to with a Graviton Surge, you want to Dragon Strike and then use the Graviton Surge. With an Earth Shatter, it's usually the Earth Shatter first and then the Dragon Strike. The other way you can use it is to zone an enemy out. You can use it to cut off an escape route. Not just cut off, but put it directly behind them. Like you're not putting it in the choke that's 20 meters behind them. You're running it into the wall right next to the enemy team as your team pushes the enemy team into your Dragon Strike. Yeah, don't use it preemptively ever. This, again, it goes with all ults. You want to use ults when the team has committed to a fight. So make sure you do that. Anyways, next ult. Do you want to go over Mercy's ult?
Sure.
Okay. Mercy's ult, again, you use it for an engagement. In this meta, you don't use it to go through to save people from a Grav Dragon Strike combo. Yeah, you don't do that. In this meta, generally what you want to do is just pop it to damage boost to open up an engagement, to start an engagement with it. Yeah, it's super duper simple. That's all it is. Prioritize damage boost over heal and use it to begin an engagement. Don't use it to save a Grav Dragon Strike combo.
Sounds good.
I saw you guys playing Pharah, and even though it's not in that comp that you guys were playing, the Brigitte comp, I did notice a big mistake for how your Pharah was using Gerald, so I'm going to cover this very quickly. Oh, before I do that, have I talked to you guys before about how you classify different ultimates?
I think you gave us Excel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Google Doc.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then we don't need to go over that. Pharah's ult is a follow-up ult in that it leaves her in a vulnerable position as she uses it. Her ult is similar to McCree's ult and Soldier's ult, and Reaper's ult. And it takes time to set up that ultimate ability if you don't have someone to combo with. Like, if you have a Grav or an Earth Shatter, that's great. Once that happens, you can just pop your Pharah Barrage. But if you don't have those things to set you up, you need to set up your position very carefully. And usually, in the middle of a fight, when a Pharah realizes that they need to use their ult, it's already too late. Because after they realize it, they need a few seconds to set up. What tends to happen with Pharahs is that once they realize they need to ult, they don't have time to set up, so they ult, and then they die, and then the ult is wasted. Following advice I'm going to give to you applies to most follow-up ults, especially Soldier and McCree as well. With Pharah, here's what you want to do. Say you know that the enemy is going to come through a certain choke. You want to wait next to the choke, against the wall, so they don't see you. Pharah should not even peek or try and fire rockets to let them know that she's there. You need to do this before the enemy team engages. So in between the team fights, you need to set up so that you don't need to spend time during a fight setting up. Once you set up, you don't peek, and then once they commit and come through the choke and start using abilities, then you ult from behind. This also goes for Soldier and McCree. Like with a McCree Deadeye, if you're in the middle of a fight and you realize you need to use Deadeye, it's too late. You're out of position to use it. What you want to do is after you've won or lost a fight, you hide behind a wall. You wait for them to engage, and you don't even peek so they don't know you're there, and then you use your ult. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey Mark, is it true that if you nano a McCree, it locks to target really quick?
Yes. Also with Mercy's and Orisa's damage boost. Because the way his ult works is over time it scales up in damage. So when you're damage boosted, it scales up damage faster. That's why it takes time to line up those headshots. That's what his ult is. And that's why it takes longer for tanks versus DPSs. So yeah, if you damage boost McCree, it'll be faster. Reinhardt ult. When a Reinhardt ult, it doesn't need to be against a ton of people. You're not setting up a wombo combo like the Graviton Dragon Strike. With Reinhardt, as long as you hammer down on 2, maybe, or even 3 valuable targets, you're going to win the fight because those are pretty much guaranteed kills. So don't worry about setting up big Reinhardt ults in this meta. You just get 1 to 3 people. Like 1 is not great, but if it's like a Zenyatta who you know has ult, that is good. If you get 2 to 3, that's already really great. You don't need to set up. Make sure that Reinhardt, when you're on payload maps, it's really important that it's not important per se. It's really good if Reinhardt looks to use Earth Shatters through the payload. Not a lot of Reinhardts do that for some reason. But I'm sure you guys know the ult goes through a payload. So yeah, look to do that. After Reinhardt Earth Shatters, the correct combo is to left click and then cancel the animation of the left click with a fire strike, and then either left click one more time before charging or just charge afterwards. A lot of Reinhardts make the mistake of charging a target after they've Earth Shattered. And the reason why this is bad is, one, the charge is pretty much single target damage. It's not AoE like your left click and your fire strike. In addition to that, when you charge, you're knocking the enemy team out of position. The whole reason that you Earth Shatter is to disable the enemy team for your team to attack. So if you knock everyone out of position, it ruins the whole purpose of your ult. The third reason why this is usually bad is because it takes Reinhardts out of position. But it's not always the case because they might just charge right into a wall. So again, the combo is left click, animation cancel with a fire strike, and then charge. And then you have Zarya. With Zarya, it's as simple as, well, it's usually as simple as soon as you have Grav and Dragon Strike, you just use that combo and you can't really go wrong with it. There are a few things you can make it better, though. One is you'll have to call out your Grav before you use it, so that your Hanzo is prepared. Better than that is if your Hanzo calls it out, and you do the Dragon Strike and then the grab. The other thing you can do is not Dragon Strike. You can grab against or behind the wall, and that way the enemy team has no idea that the grab is coming. And this is something that you guys should honestly practice because it is very good. I can't stress enough how good of a combo this is. It's really hard to do, but it really pays off. And it takes a lot of practice. You guys have to call out where the Zarya needs to grab, or you need to know exactly where she's positioned and about to grab and tell her to grab.
I gotta go. I'll see you guys later.
All right, see you around. The last thing that will make the grab better is you want to grab near your team, or at least when your team is close to where you're grabbing, so that everyone can contribute damage to the grab. Because just the Dragon Strike alone, it will not go through your trance. But if everyone puts in damage as well, it will go through the grab. So make sure the team is around to capitalize on it and not just your Hanzo. And then finally, there's Zenyatta. We've talked about Zenyatta already, so I don't think we need to go for that. Okay. Any questions about any of that?
No.
Cool. Do you want to go over anything else?
I'm good. How about you guys? How well are you?
No, I think I'm good.
I'm good for now.